scary and not very relaxing. We're reading Wholesome SCPs. Now, if you don't know what SCPs are, there's this whole fictional organization on the internet, on this website. It's called SCP Wiki, I think. And it's a collection of entities or abnormal phenomena or objects, places that violate the laws of the universe. And the SCP Foundation is an organization that classifies these phenomena and contains them. And so there's 3 categories, maybe even a 4th, but that one's rarely even used. There's safe, which just means, well, there's this box, I guess, explanation. Safe is you put it in a box and nothing happens. It stays there forever. So you can just lock it away without any worries. There are no problems. Then there's Euclid. You put it in a box and you don't know what will happen. Might work, or something completely unexpected might happen. And then there's Keter. You put it in a box and all hell breaks loose. You shouldn't try putting it in a box, or it's not recommended, but you should probably put it in a box somehow. But that doesn't always mean that these SCPs are dangerous, you know. Some of them are very friendly, and they're actually really beneficial for humanity. Now, these are all stories written by people. Obviously, it's not always the same person. Actually, it's almost never the same person. There's thousands of these, and I don't know how they're chosen, but I guess you have to go through some kind of selection to have an SCP granted, or maybe not, I don't know. I'm just guessing, because there would be a lot more. It's a pretty famous website. There would be a lot more if there wasn't some kind of selection process. I made a list. I did some research, and I made a list of all the wholesome and friendly SCPs. And I'm going to read them to you. We're going to talk about them. I always have these phases with the SCP website. I rediscover it every once in a while. And then I just go on a reading rampage. Because there's a lot of interesting ones. There's also a lot of other stuff, like video games. And, yeah. Like that. An SCP. Is that me? Oh, it's just my phone. Never mind. So, what we're gonna do is get started. Put a little positive spin on this actually very scary website. And yeah, it's mostly horror stuff. And like Lovecraftian gods and something unthinkable, and sometimes it's just boring stuff, or sometimes it's just jokes. So there's all kinds of SCPs. But anyway, what I was saying is the classification just means how difficult it is to contain it. doesn't mean it's dangerous necessarily, but most of the time it is. But in this case, it isn't. It's actually pretty fun and not dangerous. So, the first SCP we're going to read is SCP 2295. I think it's one of the most famous ones. It's also in that video game. I forgot the name of the video game, but basically, it's a little teddy bear with good intentions. Object class: safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-2295 is to be kept in standard containment locker within storage wing 25 in Site 37. Personnel with level 3 or higher security clearance are authorized to perform tests on SCP-2295 after filling out the appropriate paperwork. Please contact Dr. Jergis if required. Access to SCP-2295 is expected to exceed 24 hours. Description: SCP-2295 is a patchwork stuffed bear approximately 0.46 meters from head to foot, and stuffed with synthetic fiber and cotton. SCP-2295 has a small anatomically correct pin of heart on the left side of its thorax, and a bow wrapped around its neck. The fabric and color of SCP-2295's patches vary. Tests confirm that no components of SCP-2295 contain any anomalous chemical properties. SCP-2295 enters an active state when within 2 meters of a human sustaining major trauma to an organ. When in the proximity of 2 or more possible subjects, SCP-2295 will invariably choose the youngest subject. SCP will anonymously produce scissors, white thread, and either sewing needles, or a crocheting hook from its mouth, and use any fabric and stuffing in close proximity to fashion an instance of SCP-2295-1, patchwork imitation of the subject's organ. SCP-2295-1 vanishes from sight and the subject falls into a state of unconsciousness. Instances then replace the subject's damaged organ via anomalous means. The whereabouts of the organs replaced this way are undetermined. If there is no usable material in close proximity, SCP-2295 will use fabric and stuffing from itself. SCP-2295 regenerates 1 gram of stuffing every day until completely replacing any lost or used stuffing. Note that fabric used this way does not regenerate, and additional fabric must be placed near SCP-2295 for the purpose of self-mending. Instances of SCP-2295-1 successfully carry out their respective functions despite the numerous expected biological, chemical, and medical incompatibilities. Once within the subject, adjacent tissue and veins attached to the imitated organ without observable complications. There have been no cases of rejected SCP-2295-1 instances, and all subjects recorded at the time of writing made full recoveries. So it's a wholesome little teddy bear that replaces your organs for you when it's damaged. And then we've got some test logs of cases where it replaced an organ. Subject D2353, 38 years old. Diagnosis: lungs heavily damaged as a result of 25 years of smoking. Notes: SCP-2095 grades SCP-2095-1 using one black textile swatch and one red textile swatch. New lungs act at a capacity similar to those of healthy adult lungs. Subject D3452, 50 years old. Frequent heart palpitations and severe atherosclerosis. Notes: SCP-2295 crochets SCP-2295-1 using various surrounding yarns. SCP-2295-1 observed to have a heartbeat before vanishing. Transfer successful. How SCP-2295-1 manages to perform functions despite the absorbent properties of material in multiple gaps in design is unknown. Symptoms no longer represent in subject. And then there's a few more test logs. One where first and second degree burns are replaced by the bear. And another one where I gotta read this one. SCP-2295 grasps various materials in its proximity in a distressed state. For approximately 1 minute, SCP-2295 then anonymously produces a Dove milk chocolate king-size candy bar and offers it to the subject. SCP-2295 spends the rest of test embracing subject's lower right leg while anonymously producing a saline solution from its eyes. So basically, the subject, an 18-year-old, has cerebral hemorrhaging and nothing can be done. So the teddy bear cries. Let's go on to the next one. Next up is SCP-2900. So, object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. This is dashed through, so it doesn't apply anymore apparently. All instances of SCP-2900 are to be reported by Site-19 staff as they are found and referred to Dr. Yang for inspection and testing. They are to be stored in large storage Seeker 23233. They must be placed at least 1 meter from the walls of the storage locker, and all are to be handled using 1.5 meter long manipulation arms. All personnel on Site-19 are to be informed of what an SCP-2900 instance looks like, and any personnel receiving an instance are to be tested weekly for 3 months after receiving said instance for any anomalous effect. Currently, SCP-2900 has shown no adverse anomalous effects. Site-19 current monitoring system is enough to prevent the effect from spreading exponentially. But that doesn't apply anymore, so new procedures. All instances are to be tagged and given to their initial recipients, provided said recipients are Foundation personnel assigned to Site-19. Instances are allowed to be put on display in research's office. All recipients will be provided with a glass case meeting containment standards for SCP-2900. No instances are allowed to leave Site-19 to prevent spreading of its anomalous effects. Description: SCP-2900 is an anomalous effect that spreads via SCP-2900 instances. SCP-2900 instances are a variety of trophies, certificates, and medals denoting performance in the recipient's chosen field of work. It has been noted that not all SCP-2900 instances denote exemplary performance, as seen in several 2900 instances. recipient. SCP was first discovered at high school. It came to the Foundation's attention after multiple reports of the appearance of participation awards from multiple students. Hundreds of instances were discovered in an unused corridor of the school. Fortunately, the effect was not yet widespread and a containment team was able to track down all instances. Addendum. 15th of July. SCP-2000 instances began manifesting for multiple security personnel. Testing revealed that the SCP-2000 area of effect had increased to 2 meters. The next day, this area of effect had increased to 3 meters. Return of SCP-2000 instances to the Foundation recipients stopped the SCP-2000 effect completely for a month. I'm going to read the trophies that it produced and with the text on it. Instance 42, type of accolade, gold medal with blue ribbon. Accompanying text, you walked half of 5K. Recipient, student at high school. Instance 53, gold medal with blue ribbon. You graduated with 9th grade. You graduated 9th grade. The next one reads, you haven't hurt anyone in 24 hours. The next one, best female janitor under 160 pounds. The next one is a paper certificate that says best containment crew member. Containment crew member responsible for collecting SCP-2100 instances. Gold medal with blue ribbon. Good job saving the world again, Doctor. So someone saved the world without knowing. Then it gets sadder and sadder with every instance of the awards. One reads, it wasn't your fault. They didn't make it. And the last one says, nobody knows what you did but you. I hope that's enough. I wonder what happened. What happened there? It's a bronze trophy depicting the agent holding a pocket watch. The agent says, the agent won't say what happened and showed complete immunity to the memory probing techniques. Mysterious. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? An SCP that tries its hardest to give you a trophy for something. Next is one of the most wholesome ones. It's SCP-3015. 3715. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedure. Due to its immobile and relatively benign nature, SCP-3715 does not require any specific containment beyond keeping non-Foundation entities away. Personnel with level 2 clearance or higher stationed at Research Site 95 are allowed access to the anomaly for morale purposes. Description. SCP-3715 is an anomalous event that occurs in room 121 in the former Bellevue City High School, located in Alberta, Canada. SCP-3715 effects typical manifest on weekdays during the fall and winter months between hours 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. A variable amount of T will manifest in any suitable container within room 121. Generation of tea will always occur, but certain variables such as flavor and brand of the tea may be controlled. Occasionally, in addition to the tea, a document will appear addressed to the individuals who have recently entered the room. This document always states flavoring of the tea may be controlled by taping tea bags to a wall adjacent in the event that the tea does not require or come with a tea bag. The tea will manifest as normal if the ingredients are placed in a plastic bag and taped to the wall. See below test log. Now comes the fun. Type of tea used. Green tea bag from school stock. Container used. Videographer Stockton's mug. Document contents. I hope you have a nice day. Notes. This was the first recorded instance of SCP-3750. Videographer Stockton was allowed upon request to keep the document from this test. Now, type of tea used. Licorice tea bag. Container used. Generic teapot. Document contents. No! With an unhappy smiley. This was the first time that SCP-3715 had reacted negatively to any stimulant. Site staff had been using many types of tea for several weeks before this event. Staff are discouraged from giving SCP-3715 licorice tea in the future. Someone doesn't like licorice. Then there's this instance where she told someone to check their code again. And apparently it was such a big error that if that researcher hadn't checked the code again, there would have been a great catastrophe. Then loose jasmine tea. Loose jasmine tea leaves with a generic teapot generates the note. This is very good tea. Thank you. Next time though, try giving it to someone who needs it more than I do. The tea was shared amongst researchers. And then an imported pure cake, retail price of roughly $40 and a generic teapot. 3 question marks. And then the lab was found to have been deep cleaned overnight. I know it was found on the lab bench reading. I wouldn't feel right otherwise. Oh. Addendum. SCP-3750 was discovered in 2014 when reports of a decos made their way to Foundation agents in Alberta. Notably, the classroom was last inhabited by Bellevue City teacher Betty Miles, who had attained mild popularity within the school due to her optimism and willingness to assist students. Miles had suffered a fatal heart attack in 2013 while in class. Anomalous reports began surfacing shortly after. That's sad. But she's helping the students in the afterlife. So next one is the Spider Bro. SCP-1470. Object class neutralized. Formerly safe. Because it died, not because it was killed. So, long story short, it's a little spider, an Australian spider. A fringed jumping spider, Portia fimbriata, recovered from Queensland, Australia. Its body measures 6.3 millimeters. In life, SCP-1470 was sapient and capable of telepathic communication with other sapient beings at a range of approximately 9 meters. Although SCP-1470 was otherwise not noticeably different from other members of the species in behavior or physiology. The Queensland population of P. fimbriata has already been observed to be more intelligent than other species in its ability to solve problems and employ unique hunting tactics to capture its prey, which primarily consists of other spiders, both of the web-spinning variety and other members of the Salticidae family to which they Apart from its ability to communicate with research personnel, SCP-1470 displayed no behavior that was deviant from what is typical of the Queensland variant of P. fimbriata. However, due to its anomalous ability to communicate, it is not recommended that any conclusions about the species be drawn based on this experience of SCP-1470. Communication. SCP-1470's method of telepathic broadcast appears to assign terms on a best fit basis within the minds which receive its communication. When SCP-1470 referred to parts of its own body which do not directly correspond to human anatomy, the terms are adjusted based on content. For example, where leg is a straightforward translation, references to SCP-1470's palp were typically perceived as arm by researchers. Refer to the following statement received after an unsuccessful attempt to introduce SCP-1470 to a mate. Now, I can't do the Australian accent. I'm sorry. I went to the bloody harlot, waving me arms around to let her know that what's what. But she wasn't having none of it. She smacked her lips at me, giving me a good drumming with her arms and legs. I know it was because of the hideous red stripe you asked me to put on my arse. It really makes a fellow stand out in ways he's not supposed to, you know. Those savages might not notice it much, but you can fool the proper lady. So anyway, I had to tie a bungee and make a jump for it before sailing back to me tent to nurse me pride. As is typical of statements made by SCP-1470, it was perceived in a way that could almost be spoken by another human. It was also typical to perceive these statements in a strong regional dialect. Note, however, that the harlot is used as a derogatory term and does not imply prostitution, a concept alien to P. fimbriati. Lips refers to the chelicerae, I don't know how to pronounce it, where a spider's fangs are stored. Arms refers to the palps bordering the mouth, which are large in males and used for display purposes. In this case, they are larger in males and used for In this case, were used to make the female aware of SCP-1470's presence, and had lack of intent to harm her. Os refers to abdomen. The red stripe was painted there at one time to distinguish SCP-1470 from other spiders. Tying bungee refers to laying down a safety line of silk before making a jump off the surface the spiders were located on, and sailing is a straightforward description of drifting down a loose strand of silk while airborne. Likewise, tent refers to SCP-1470's web, a structure used purely for shelter. The red stripe was removed from SCP-1400 afterward, and a less mature female was introduced to the terrarium. The following excerpt was taken from the subsequent interview. Hey, not so loud, mate. You'll wake the little Sheila. Your interaction with her seemed to go better. How is she doing? She was pretty scared when she got tossed out there by those big predators. At least I think she was. She can't talk to me like we can talk. None of them ever can, but she shows me she cares in her own way. She asked me back to her place, and we're going to stay there until she's ready. Ready for what? You know, can't be a gentleman if we talk about it so plainly, you know. Not the way you guys do. Anyway, I guess I should say thank you. It's not what I wanted, but it will do. You told me you wanted a mate. I told you I wanted a wife. A mate is a friend. We're mates, right? You're fun to talk to, but I wanted someone who could look in the eyes while I talk to them. We've never found anyone else that can talk like you do. Well, that's what separates us from the savages, right? You mean you prey species? Right. You're different from them because you can talk like I do. I would never eat something that could talk. She can't talk, but I can tell she's like me. She just needs to grow up some. That will be very soon. She'll probably catch more savages than me too. We'll have good children. If that big old harlot keeps her distance, we removed her from the area. I hope you didn't hurt her. Excerpt for final interview. Hey, is anyone out there? Says the spider. Hello, I'm here. We were just doing some work on your enclosure. What? The podium? It's enclosed, but I don't see you in here. I'm outside your podium. The podium doesn't have an outside, you daft bint. How come I can't get outside it? Do you see me waving my arm at you? Unintelligible. Wordless dread would be the most apt description of what I felt from SCP-1170, which fled the podium shortly thereafter in a manner that suggested it was trying to avoid a predator. P. Fimbrata has excellent vision, although at a very short range. SCP-1470 had reacted to us visually before, but never in such a manner that suggested it realized we were the beings speaking with it. We will not hurt you. We like talking with you, and we want you to live. I never realized you were this big. You were so big. How could anything be so big? SCP-1470 refuses to communicate for 2 hours. I remained at the podium attempting to coax him back into interaction. I'm sorry, I thought we were like each other, but that you just wanted to stay hidden because I'm kind of the king of the jungle around here. At least I thought it was. I thought it was. Maybe I should have. We've tried so hard not to alarm you. What are you? I don't have any answer to that, which will make sense to you, but I understand you were scared. I've been scared too by things that are as big to me as I am to you. That hurts to think about. I understand that too. The children won't talk to me, but the ones that lived are doing all right. I guess that isn't important to something like you, though. It will be my job to watch them. We were hoping they could talk like you do. You and me both. I'm pretty tired and itchy now. Wanted to change my coat, but I can't. Sorry for getting all weird on you earlier. I just wanted you to know that it was nice to talk to someone while it lasted. SCP-1470 lived for a total of 3 months in Foundation custody before perishing of natural causes. He was not fully mature at the time of containment, so his total lifespan was estimated to be approximately 4 months. Rest in peace, Spider Bro. We're going to the last one, which is one of my favorite SCPs. Honestly, it's so cool. I wish it was real. Object class, safe. SCP-1230 is an unlabeled green hardcover book with no apparent exceptional qualities. When SCP-1230 is opened, it displays the phrase, "A hero is born." On the first page viewed, while all other pages will be blank, resetting once the book is closed. This has no obvious effect at first, but upon falling asleep, the reader will dream of a fantasy world where they are the protagonist of a troubled land. Dreamers are completely aware of, and all senses work just as well as when awake. Results vary depending on the imagination of the reader and are mostly attuned to fantasies of adventure that the reader would enjoy. In the mind of the reader, these dreams have been documented to last anywhere from 45 seconds to 200 years. But in reality, the reader will usually never be asleep longer than they would normally. Upon awakening, the reader is able to remember every aspect of their dream in detail. In SCP-1230 induced dreams, there's always a character called the Bookkeeper, which is called SCP-1230-1, appearing as a bearded man in a green cloak who claims to be the personification of SCP-1230 himself. SCP-1230-1 has been reported to be very amicable and helpful towards dreamers. stated that it enjoys creating these fantasy scapes and always tries to shape them in such a way that the dreamer garners of most entertainment. The most entertainment out of it. It has expressed sorrow when the dream comes to an end and asks the dreamer to please visit again soon. Discovery. In a small bookstore located, data expunged. The shopkeeper had no recollection of owning the unlabeled book, but attempted to sell a story to local newspapers about a magical dream book. The Foundation was able to dispel the story as a hoax, and SCP-1230 was confiscated. Doctor, in an attempt to test its effective range, opened SCP-1230 and boarded a flight to his hometown of Redacted, where he spent the night at a hotel. Upon his return, Dr. reported that SCP-1231 appeared in his dreams and explained that once you read A Hero is Born, the dream is immediately implanted in your subconscious, after which SCP-1231 is able to manipulate it remotely. Dr. expressed his appreciation for SCP-1231's cooperation. Experiment 2. A camera was set up above SCP-1230 and, using a mechanical arm, the book was opened. All pages were revealed to be blank. It seems SCP-1230 is only effective when being opened by beings that are able to have dreams. SCP-1231 explained to a subsequent dreamer that it is actually only able to affect beings with an imagination, and that most creatures such as animals would not be affected. Animals dream too. What the hell? One D-Class was instructed to open the book, and after much reassurance that his experience would only be dreams, ordered to immediately find a way to kill himself. In the dream, the subject was asleep for merely 45 seconds before he awoke with a start and a nervous sweat. He reported being at the summit of a volcano called the Ashen Spire, on a quest for Caladius, the Blessed Blade. When asked how the subject knew the names, he stated, "It's like I knew them all along." He apparently leapt into the volcano and felt an intense heat before awakening. D-Class requested permission to give it another go. Request was denied. Well, by the way, D-Class are experiment subjects. One D-Class was instructed to open the book and attempt to non-fatally injure himself in his dream. After 6 hours, D-Class awoke and reported that he was able to feel a numbed sort of pain, where it was never so intense as to be unbearable. He was also reported meeting an elderly, cloaked man who asked him why he was harming himself, but thanked him for not immediately killing himself like that other rude fellow. Report 1230-14. Upon falling asleep last night, I dreamed I was in a dark void. There was a street lamp underneath it, and underneath it was SCP-1231, sitting in a puddle. His cloak was visibly soaked and he was sobbing profusely. I remember our conversation. Bookkeeper, is that you? My God, man, where are we? Between sobs, I couldn't think of anything to make for a landscape. Bookkeeper, what happened that day? Why did Professor kill himself? We have to know your side of the story. Wiping his eyes. He had such an active imagination. I was able to create a vast and beautiful universe for him, and it was beautiful, and it was obvious that he had wanted a life like that for so long. He conquered foul beasts and rescued princesses. He built kingdoms and even raised a family, but he never wanted to leave. He delved so far into his fantasy world that I soon realized he preferred his dream over the real world. I reminded him that this was all merely an illusion, but he wouldn't listen to me. He stated that if he was ever forced to leave, he would immediately end his life. I tried to keep him happy for as long as I could. Bookkeeper, how long was the dream from his point of view? 200 years, Doctor. I did my best, but I could only hold on to him for 200 years. As sweet as dreams may be, eventually we all have to wake up. I awoke almost immediately after. I can't believe he spent 200 years in his dream. I'm astounded by his foolishness, but it's such a shame to have lost a brilliant mind to his own delusions. So, that's a bittersweet note to end that. Well, it's actually pretty sad. Honestly, if I could have a book like that, I would probably be like that researcher as well. I would spend hundreds of years in that world. I'm already in my dream world without that book, so imagine what I would do with something like that. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. This was a very long video, way longer than I anticipated. I already cut out like 3 or 4 SCPs. I had actually planned to read 8 SCPs, but I noticed midway, that it was going to be 2 hours long if I kept going like this. But I hope you get relaxed to this. Maybe you got some tingles from my whispers. And I hope you enjoyed this little list of wholesome SCPs. Thank you very much for watching. See you around. Sleep well. And don't be late tomorrow. Wherever you're going.